All right, hey guys, Jason here, Samco Workshop. Today we're talking about what makes the 4Runner such a capable SUV. Why is it that this one is basically unstoppable compared to other SUVs out there? There's only 3 SUVs on the market today, for the most part, that can even hold a candle to this, and that would be a Jeep Wrangler or the new Ford Bronco. Otherwise, this is kind of king of the hill here for most purposes. Why? What is it about this thing that makes it that way? So let's take a look at it and see what we got here. So this is a 2022 TRD off-road. Now the key thing factor, now all 4Runners are high quality and got a lot of great things, but if you get a TRD off-road model or a TRD Pro model, okay, but one of those two are going to come with some very important features for you. Now they all are going to have basically some great stuff to them, which we're going to show you here. The only modifications we've done to this is we put the TRD Pro wheels on here. These are the wheels that would be on a TRD Pro model, and I increased the tire size as big as I could go. Normally this comes with a 31 by 10 inch tire, and here we went to a 275/70, okay, which is a 32.6 by 11 tire. So it's it's between a 32 and a 33 in reality, but it's classified as a 32/11. So we put those tires on and the wheels, they gave it a little more offset. But that's the only thing we've done to this thing as far as changes go. But this thing, not even counting those tires from the factory, you're looking at 9.6 inches of ground clearance. That is more ground clearance on this thing than you actually get on a Tacoma. All right, a Tacoma doesn't have, Tacoma's like 9.5 or something. This is 9.6 inches of ground clearance underneath this, and a fantastic setup. We have coil spring rear suspension, which is a really nice feature on this too. Great setup on here, and we'll cover some other things. I'm trying to get to where you can see them. Hold on, let me show you here. So if we look here, right there, you can see coil springs right there. So it gives really good quality, ride quality setup on this, and they keep the shocks tucked up nice and high. Everything about this thing is good. The control arms are up high. It's a beautiful feature on this, but 9.6 inches of ground clearance, and your approach angle on this thing is fantastic too. Okay, the approach angle is this angle from the tires to here, where you can cross a ditch or hit an obstacle or anything like that without damaging the front end by the time the wheels hit it. You got 33 degrees of approach angle on this vehicle. That's phenomenal. Okay, that's incredible. And you got, I did add this as a skid plate from the TRD Pro. I added that in there, but you got this real nice beefy skid plate, and it's not that expensive to add if you've got a TRD off-road like I do. But that skid plate's really going to help you tremendously in being able to save your bacon if you do hit stuff on there. And you also have a, now your departure angle, which is the angle in the back, 26 degrees, which is pretty good. From here up to here, before you're going to drag your rear end crossing through ditches or anything like that. So you got really good off-road numbers. 9.6 inches of ground clearance, 26-degree rear angle, departure angle, and you have a 33-degree approach angle. Those are fantastic features to get you moving around out there. Okay, this thing sits up like it should. It drives through that stuff well. The side steps on here are probably, something, those are good side steps. Tina, this is her vehicle. She will not let me take those off. I would lose those. I have never in my life stepped on those. I don't think you need them. It's very easy, even as me as a short guy, to just step right into the truck. So I don't think they're any benefit, but she likes them, so I can't take them off there. But removing those would really help you in the off-road stuff as well too, if you wanted to. But so those are some of our nice features that you're getting on this thing, and the robustness of this. This 5-speed transmission is about as bulletproof as it gets. And you also have true 4-wheel drive high and 4-wheel drive low range in this. A lot of people are not quite sure and understand what the difference is. So I'll give you a quick breakdown of that. But basically, when you're in 4-wheel drive, or when you're in 2-wheel drive, okay, on any vehicle with open differentials, 2-wheel drive means only one rear wheel will spin. Whichever one, when you're in a stuck position, if this wheel gets stuck in some mud, it will then spin and break loose, and all the power will go to this wheel. That's how an open differential works, okay? Toyota has amazing A-track system in here. Okay, it's called A-track, but they have the A-track, and it's algorithmically controlled. So when the computer senses that wheel spinning, it applies the brake to that and transfers torque to the other wheel that has traction to get you out. So Toyota does that very, very well. But in a two-wheel drive system, most vehicles are one-wheel drive. Toyota helps that with the A-track setup. In four-wheel drive, a vehicle is usually only one front wheel and one rear wheel, and it's whichever one breaks free first gets all the power. A-track fixes that as well too. So there's a lot of nice features in this. We'll cover some more in a second, but four-wheel drive high is going to get you through pretty much everything you want to, and it lets you drive at higher speeds. Four-wheel drive low is a torque multiplier. Okay, the transfer case multiplies the torque, giving you much more low-end grunt on here. And having a true dedicated low-range four-wheel drive in this is a huge feature. Now, some of the features in here that are super valuable for us as off-road people, or makes this so capable, is all of the stuff that we have right here. Okay, so what do we got up here? So when you come up here to this part here, what we have in this thing is amazing, is we have all of these different features. Okay, you have traction control that's going to basically let you turn off traction stability and the control stuff that's in there if you want to. A-track is, like we said, it's a computer algorithmically controlled transfer from power from wheel to wheel. This is a rear locker. Okay, this locks up the rear end and makes both wheels work together at the same time. As you see, they're locked, so one can't spin freely of the other, and that's a very good off-road feature. Now, this feature is only available on a TRD Off-Road and a TRD Pro model. You also have, this is your MT or your crawl control mode. If you wanted to use it, you can set your speed and do slow crawling and let the computer do all the work for you through these obstacles. It will sense that wheel slippage using a combination of A-track and algorithms, and it will go through and control that. And you also have your MTS control multi-terrain select right here, which will let you change how tight it wants to work those algorithms based on what kind of conditions you're in. So those are fantastic features that really let this thing take it to a whole new level as far as capability and off-road. That geared with the low-end torque that you get from this 4-liter motor is a fantastic motor. It revs high, but it has the power compared to like the Tacoma motor. This 4Runner 4.0 versus the 3.5 that's in a Tacoma, this 4-liter, is a lot better. This motor is just absolutely incredible, and it will let this vehicle go into places most people couldn't dream of. So it's got a lot of features there. Plus, you do have your actual manual shifting lever here for your 4 high, your 2 high, and your 4 low. So it's real easy to be able to shift and transfer that. Now, a lot of these features are not available, like the rear locker is not available until you're in 4 low. But it does have these options here for you. So this vehicle is an absolute, it's a billy goat when it comes to being in the woods and what it can do. The way it can navigate the terrain, the way it can get over the obstacles, the things that this thing can do are pretty much unmatched by any other SUV in its class. So that also means that it's excellent on the road. That the Toyota has some of the best traction control systems on the market today. So does Jeep. Ram does too. They're incredible with the way their systems work. Ford's very loose. Toyota is very, very tight with their systems. And what that means is that in the snow, this thing is incredible. In the woods, this thing is incredible. In the mud and in the sand and on the beach, this thing is incredible. There's very few places that this vehicle can't go comparatively. It will rival, this thing will go any places that pickup trucks will never dream of going. This thing will be able to do things that pickup trucks never could because of the shorter wheelbase, the better breakover angles, the amazing approach angle and departure angles, and it's more narrower width than a lot of them. This thing is just an off-road superstar is really what it is. It is very, very capable, and it can, like I said, go places and do things that pretty much any other SUV can't get you to. So it's got all the features we want. Plus, it's actually still a good size, lot of room family vehicle, which just kind of makes, that's the reason everybody loves it. I mean, you have a tremendous amount of room inside of here. Ours obviously a little dirty, and you got some girly stuff. Like I said, it is Tina's ride. This is her car, and you can see here we got our grandson's car seat in here, full-size car seat, fits like a champ's, tipped like it's supposed to be. This is exactly how it's supposed to be set up, but fits in here perfectly. You can fit 3 of them across there, and but I mean, there is a tremendous amount of room in this thing. Now, another feature of this vehicle over a lot of SUVs is we have body on frame. Okay, what that means is in a lot of cars or SUVs, you can lift this up and there's like the spare tire and everything stored underneath here, and you can get to that stuff. You don't have that luxury here because we do not have, this is not a unibody construction. We do have the nice multi-sectional folding seats, which is incredible, and these seats tip back. I've shown that in other videos. So great setup, lots of little storage compartments, nooks and crannies in here. Your jack and everything is in here, plus you can put other components in here, like I got our saw in there, stuff. Like I said, we take this thing in the woods every once in a while. Not as often, because like I said, it is Tina's, but I have it set up to be able to do anything we want. There's 4 tow straps in, recovery straps in here, shovels. I got all kinds of stuff buried in here. But with this, with it being body on frame, we can tow 5,000 pounds with this vehicle. It is very stupid where they put the pin connector though right here. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Worst place ever for a vehicle. But notice here that our spare tire is mounted underneath. That is because we have an actual frame under this, okay? This is not a unibody style construction where the actual part of the, the body of the vehicle is all one whole piece, and that flexes like a lot of vehicles that have that. That's going to flex. We got raindrop on our thing there. There we go. But in a unibody vehicle, the whole body is going to flex and roll with it. This has an actual dedicated frame right here. These are frame rails. Okay, this is a body on frame, just like a pickup truck construction, which is very rare to see in an SUV of this size today. Of this, usually that's reserved for more like the big Tahoes and stuff like that and Suburbans. To have this vehicle be body on frame, look at the nice skid plates on the gas tanks and all that, and you got skid plates on the transfer case and a skid plate on the front. This thing is designed and made to be used off-road, to handle the flex, to handle the abuse that it's going to take to hold up and be able to keep going. This is designed for true, real off-road use, where a lot of the other ones, for example, like say a Bronco Sport, or for example, or these kind of vehicles, they are going to be unibody construction, and that flex is going to be tough on them, like a Grand Cherokee, or a Trailhawk or things like that. They are not bad vehicles, but they are not body on frame like this one is. So there's a lot of benefits to this. There is a reason that this is as far as SUVs, other than the brand new Bronco and a Jeep Wrangler, there is a reason that this is the #1 off-road SUV made, and why it's so often heavily modified and set up and decked out and put bigger wheels and put lift kits on them and do all this stuff. There is a reason that these are set up like that, and it is because of the capabilities and the things we can do with them. So hopefully that gives you a little insight into this truck, why it is, what it can do. They make everything from, you can get bumpers with winches, you can get lift kits, you can get roof racks, you can get different bumpers on the back, you can get rear tire, or spare tire mounts that come out and actually hang on the back here, ladders that go up. I mean, this is an ultimate off-road, and it is an ultimate overlanding, and it is an ultimate go to the mall with your family vehicle. It is a do everything. There's a reason they have not changed this in so many years. It is the capability and functions that you're after, and hopefully this video just gives you a little insight into what it is and why it is. It is going to be a sad day next year, when next year should be the last year for this, and then it's gone to that new turbo crap and cityfied and wussified and going to be a whole different animal. This is it. This is the last of this beast, and when you get a hold of one, if you can get one, like I said, it's well worth it if you are into off-road stuff. So just a little tip for you, show you a little bit around it. That's kind of covers everything. And like I said, and I love the fact that the rear window comes down. So versatile to be able to use for putting long, like 2x4s in, for letting the dogs look out the back window, for all that kind of stuff. Just a great vehicle on every kind of level. Thanks for watching.